So we are in Cholula, the ruins, and a little bit about this sign. This is the first sign. It was done in July 2022, the sign, and it says that inhabitants settled here for more than 2,500 years ago. And on the pre-Hispanic, it was the Olmeca, Chicalanga, and the Tolteca Chichimecas that were here afterwards. And of course, it will say in 1519. That's most of the time that you'll see also in Oaxaca, the Mote Sachila, that the ruins, basically the conquerors came over here together with the Las Calteca warriors, carried out the slaughter of thousands of people in the city. So we could see that the Spaniards united with another group. This right here is what I believe is the ruin right on top. I seen part of it over there, so I assume this is the ruin. And over here in the ditch, probably part of the ruin where they probably will show, I'm guessing, where everything is buried, like part of it. I don't have a tour guide, but I'm gonna go listen to the one in Spanish.
Esta rampa, les digo, está cerrada por el problema de que solamente sábados y domingos está abierta. So this is part of the ruin. It's known as Edificio Teoticano. I'm over here actually reading it, things that I learned as I process. And it's a 2.20 meters tall, this area. And it was developed using the similar way of the city of Teotihuacan. From the inhabitants of Cholula took ideas from the construction system of the sloping walls and straight walls. They said that some of the straight walls, I'm not sure if it's the ones over there or the ones basically, as we could see, there's slope walls and there's straight walls. They say they found murals, but for murals, I believe that there has to be like a more smoother wall. I'm not sure also on this ruin how much was remade or not. And I'll give an example, because in Oaxaca, in Motivan, when you see small pebbles like the ones that you see probably on that ruin, on that wall and on this wall, those are the parts in Oaxaca, not here, that they basically had to remake the ruin so it could be stable. Basically cover some areas that they found that it was weak. So I'm not sure how much of it is over here the same way. And the third stop of the signs that I read here, there was an abandonment of the city between 500 and 800 AD. And there's three theories that they believe that the reason why it was abandoned. And the reason they believe it was abandoned is because there was a sudden stop on the ruin being built, and number two, the sudden stop on the murals. The three reasons that they believe that there was a sudden stop is, number one, is that the volcano is called Popocatépetl or something like that. The volcano erupted in 500 AD. They probably believe that that was part of the reason they evacuated. Number 2, it was the overflow of the lake that was nearby. Or 3, the nearby Cerro Zapotecas Hills. That's where they believe that they moved during that time from influence of the cultures of the Gulf. And the reason they believe they moved over there is because they found artifacts over there. So those are 3 things on this one. And also something that I learned while walking and listening to tour guides. I learned that the caves that a lot of people, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but they're known here. People want to come see the tunnels, but they're not actually tunnels that the people that were here made. They were made afterwards by people that are trying to excavate the ruins. This is what they know as building number 6, and it might be covered by both the building number 5 and the building known as Teotihuacano. They say that there's murals around here, but I'm not sure where exactly. And they say that this building was related with the slabs of the courtyard that you see here, built with the small stones like slabs. And the depth of the floor is 300 meters as well. Those are the things that I read on this part as the bells keep on ringing. Today is a Tuesday, by the way. Another thing that I learned from listening to one of the tour guides is that this floor is original. This is the original floor, and that below this there's nothing else underneath this floor of this ruin. This area that we're standing in is known as the altars, inside its altars, and the altars courtyard, and it's located 9 meters beneath us, and it's like 80 meters wide, and it was dated between 200 and 450 AD. And they say they found vertical stelas and so on. At the same time, the reason it's known as the altars is because they found 3 altars inside. And as we could see, this is, I believe, almost at the tippy toe, at the end of the ruin or nearby. And we're getting close to the main ruin that is covered with dirt and a church on top. Right here, as you can see, this is what they call the altar. I'm reading every sign that they say, and they say that foreigners, what they consider foreigners or people from the outside back in the day, is other cultures, and this one is the Mexicas, the altar, where they found remains of 2 bodies, and they believe there was Mexicas, or they know there were Mexicas by the simple fact that the Mexicas on the altars used to put body remains or skulls of babies, and that's what they found here on this altar. In this area of the Cholula ruins, this is where they found buildings covered from within other new buildings, and they found this mural that is 56 meters long with 2.5 meters of tall, and a replica of it is inside the museum that hopefully I will show on how it looked like, since I'm not sure if the mural, if you could see some of it probably over there, some color.
that might be part of the one that they, because there's 3 murals in the museum. So I assume that's the one that is a little bit small. Let me check if I could see other part of the mural. I don't see anything, but they say there's a mural. I believe that it was probably taken out. I'm not sure, but there's a reason it's covered. Hopefully it's on the other side. And when you see the transformation, it goes to building 2. And as you can see, the difference between the red rock and the white rock, the white area, according to this, is known as building 2, and it was manufactured by sand, clay, straw, and branches. Water was added to the resulting mixture in order to make clay blocks, which were covered with a layer of lime and sand known as stucco after being placed. So as you can see, there's two different types of ruins on this one, or buildings. The area that I'm at right now is between 0 and 850 AD. And they basically say that this is like a new era within the ruins or pyramids that were made. On the museum, there's a couple of faces on Cholula. It's similar to Monte Alban, that they call it phase 1, phase 2. I'm not sure they call them phase 1, 2, but they call it Monte Alban 1, Monte Alban 2, Monte Alban 3. And it's basically the eras or the time frames of basically the era of the ruin or the pyramid, or the indigenous that were occupying it. So with Cholula is considered into 2 time periods. The first time period is between 0 to 850 AD. And during that time, Teotihuacan was their commercial routes. After the fall of Teotihuacan, between 850 and 1519, with the help of the Mexicas, their new commercial routes were with Yucatan, Guatemala, you could say the Mayans. And that's another board right there that mentioned the 2 time frames of Cholula. So hopefully you guys like my video. I know this is just me reading the signs and learning as I go. This is like my, I don't want to exaggerate, 15th ruin or 17th. And different cultures, you learn a lot. And I do like the learning and on the whys and how and everything else that you need to know about ruins. I did like this ruin. Do I recommend it? Oh, I see people on top of this ruin. I'm not sure if you're allowed to go on top, but apparently you can. I'm not sure if it's a replica or not. I'm gonna read it because it looks like bricks on the side. So I'm gonna go look at if it's part of the ruin or it's just a replica, because it's actual brick on the side.